Hi, it's Lisa at the Mindful Equestrian, and I am sharing today a little bit about the importance of taking responsibility in your riding. One of this really came to my mind mostly. I mean, it's happened a lot as I've taught through the years, but when I used to teach at the college, at Morrisville State College, I would have students and they would, we'd work on something in a lesson and then, they'd be riding throughout the week and then they'd have another lesson that week. Usually they had two in a week. And I would be like, well, we worked on this thing. Did you practice it in between? They didn't really. Some did, of course, but there were those that didn't. And I would say, well, it's your responsibility to work on this. It's not my responsibility to keep reminding you of this thing that you're not practicing, but it's your responsibility to work on it. So it's really important for you to remember when you're riding and in lessons to take that and carry it forward and to practice it, and not to just come back and say, oh yeah, I didn't get around to that, I just flatted around or whatever. Now, some days you may want to just go on a trail ride or something, and that's fine. But if you're taking lessons and you're trying to improve, don't expect that improvement if you don't put the work in between. And for your instructor, it can get really frustrating if you don't do that. So it's really important to do that. And to take responsibility for a lot of things. Take responsibility for your mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes, right? That's how we learn. But don't look for other ones to blame. So that's another way people can not take responsibility. And I think it's even more so in our world today for a lot of different reasons. Maybe because of the internet and stuff, that people are always quick to point fingers and to blame and to judge. Is it's just take ownership. And if you make a mistake, if you didn't do something right, if you had your lesson and the next time you didn't practice in between, don't give your instructor a lot of excuses. Go, yep, you know what? You're right. I didn't practice. And move on. Your instructor will respect that. They'll want you to practice the next time, but they'll respect that when you don't use excuses. And that's true within your lesson. If something's not going well, don't blame, the horse, the weather, this or that. Sometimes those things are factors, but most of the time, it's something we need to be responsible for. Well, we weren't paying attention, or we just struggle with this, or just open yourself up, give yourself permission to make mistakes instead of looking for ways to blame it on others or on things around you or whatever, because you're so uncomfortable with making mistakes. Just say, you know what? I own it. I can take responsibility for that, and then I can learn from it. So there's all different ways you can think about taking responsibility in your riding. These are just a few little tips I wanted to mention. Think about that when you're riding. Share in the Mindful Equestrian tribe, or with me, at least at mindfulequestrian.com, what you've discovered and how you're going to take where you want to kind of start taking responsibility more. And also, if you have need any help and stuff, you feel free to contact me as well, at least at mindfulequestrian.com. Have a wonderful day.